Now there's other ways I can use this gradient tool. So let me select without using a layer mask, like for shadows and things like that. So let me go ahead here. I've got gradient tool selected, still black with white. And now if I use that, do that same thing. Now remember, the only thing different here is I haven't selected layer mask. So if I come here, hold shift, left button on my mouse, okay, you'll see what it does is create a shadow, which it basically created almost the same effect as I did using the transparency. Now the difference is if I wanted to say use a different color here. So with this one I'm using just black, and the background, when I had it transparent, the background is what made it black. But with just using black here, it gives me a black shadow, and I can use this anywhere I want to create a gradient. The other thing I can do is, if I don't want to have it right on this road layer, I can come here to layer, new, create a new layer. Let's name this shadow. Okay, so now you can see I'm on a separate layer. Okay, there's nothing on the layer. I can turn it on or off. Alright, and if I'm not on road, I'm on the layer I just created named shadow. I can come back over here to the gradient tool, select it, and I can draw from the middle of cold, it's hard to see, up to the mountains here, and that'll give me this black shadow. Alright, this gradient. Now what I can do, now that it's on a separate layer, is I can move that around. Okay, if I wanted to use this, okay, I can move it down a little bit. Okay, there we go. If I really want to get with that black shadowy transparency fading into the road, okay, and you can start to see what you can do here now. I've got to even this out and straighten it. I can widen it, double click to apply. There we go. Alright, so now I've added this little effect here by creating a new layer. Now because I didn't add it directly to the road layer, if I just turn off this layer called shadow by clicking the eyeball, it's gone and I haven't affected my road layer at all. If I want to test some things out, I can do that. The other thing I can do is, let's say I want to really emphasize how narrow the road is. Okay, I want to create some shadows on the side. So I'm still not sure. Maybe I want to use this, maybe I don't. We'll come back to it. So I'm just going to turn the eyeball off. I'm going to come here to layer, new, select layer. We'll call this side shadow. And now what I'm going to do is come here, select the layer, the gradient tool. Okay, I'm on this new layer called side shadow, and if I just holding select, draw a real short line from there to there, now I have a little shadow. Okay, I can go ahead and do the same thing over here. Okay, maybe go a little further. Okay, and now I have I've created a little tunnel vision here on my book cover. Now I don't really like how that looks. Okay, so I'll undo and step back. Oops, step back one more. Okay, now you can see here, if I go a little further, now it's a little harder here. Okay, and now it fades in a little more and creates maybe that tunnel vision look I was going for. I can do the same thing at the top if I just want to create a slight shadow. Okay, that kind of happens a little too fast, so I'll undo it. Okay. The other thing is I can move that shadow around because it's its own layer. I can turn it by, okay, you see I turn it here with the mouse. Okay, maybe I want to flip it 180 degrees. I can use it just here. Okay, I can use it down here. Okay, or if I don't want it anymore, I can just right click, delete, and be done with it. One more thing, if I want, I can also come here to the gradient tool. I'll go ahead and select a new layer for this one. Maybe I want a little bit of a vignette, so I'll just name it vignette, and what we'll do is we're going to come up here to the corner, hold the shift key, and just create a little shadow gradient here. Not sure I like that, so I'm going to undo that and go a little further. We're going to go all the way to the middle of the road here. Okay, do the same thing over here while holding shift to the middle. Okay, and then I can do it in the corners as well if I like. To the middle, to the middle. Alright, now I have that little narrow shadow. I don't really like it up here. Let's go back and we'll just step backward just to go make this easier. And then now that those are gone, I'll just keep this one here and keep this one here. And now I've just created, now the first shadow I had covered here, now it you know, the shadow is more of like a V, which draws the eyes a little bit more down towards the title and the subtitle here. And alright, so that's the gradient tool. Now there's a number of different ways you can use this with different colors. So like if I step back here and just real quick, let me show you one more thing. If I change this to say blue, and on this layer choose gradient tool, now instead of black shadow I'll have a little bit of like a blue tinted shadow. So maybe I just want to do something like that, or this. Okay, the black looks a little better, but maybe you just want to add a little highlight, something to make your design stand out a little bit. Or maybe you want to go ahead and adjust the photo with the layer mask as we showed early on, to blend the photo into another photo or to blend it into a color background like we did in the original cover.